Welcome. In this video I'm going to go over the procedure for changing the headlight bulbs in this 2006 Honda Civic. So this should apply from 2006 to 2011 Honda Civics. The light bulbs I'm using are Sylvania 9006, and I'll put a link in the description of these bulbs, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So these are a pretty basic bulb, but if you look at the specs on the bulbs, the basic bulbs have a long life. They have a longer life than the premium bulbs tend to have. When you go with premium bulbs, you're really mostly just changing the light output, but use the bulb that best suits you. You could also potentially go with an LED bulb, but this car doesn't get driven a lot at night anyway. And I would also recommend replacing both bulbs at the same time. So if you have one burn out, replace both bulbs, take the bulb that still works, wrap it up in a paper towel, put it in a plastic baggie, and put it in your glove box. That way you'll have it as a spare later down the road if you need it. So the driver's side bulb is in the middle of your screen right there, and there's the passenger side. You probably aren't able to get to the passenger side bulb from the top unless you had really tiny hands. And the driver's side we will be able to. So I'm going to get started on the passenger side because that's a more difficult one. Okay, so when I pulled the car in the garage, I steered it all the way to the left. So that gives me access to the fender here. So you want to remove these trim pieces and any screws so you can peel this back. Okay, so I got this connector out, but it broke. It's kind of brittle. So if you think yours might break, you might want to get some of these connectors ahead of time. I have some in my trim kit, so I'll just find the one that matches up when I put it back together. Okay, so I can pry this back. You would probably typically want to do this when it's warm. If it's cold out, this plastic could get brittle and crack, so that's always a risk you take. So here you can see the connector. So I'm going to reach in and I'm going to try and unplug it first. So I'm having trouble getting that disconnected, so I'm going to go up top and I'll press down on it with a screwdriver. I don't know that I'll be able to capture that on video though. Okay, so I ended up removing the bulb with it still connected. I'm having trouble getting the connector loose, so I got it up here on top of the engine, so hopefully I can get that apart from up here. Okay, so I got the bulb out. I used the screwdriver. I pushed down on the tab that hooks onto this little notch, and then I stuck the screwdriver in there and pried it out. It was stuck pretty good. So if you did just have the car on and this was your good bulb, it could be very hot. So you have to be very careful. You probably want to wait till it cools down. So now I'll get the new bulb out. Careful not to touch it. And when I say touch it, I'm talking about touching the lens. I just want to touch it by the bottom part, which is there. So I'm going to pry this back again, and I'm going to stick it in there. And to get it out, I turn it counterclockwise, and to put it in, I'll put it in clockwise. And you want the connector at the bottom. So when I start this out, the connector is going to be at probably about the maybe 4 o'clock position. Okay, you can see it in there. Okay, it's in. So I find it hard to put these on with the connector attached. So now that it's on, I'll connect it. Okay, there it's on. So I'm doing all of this by feel. I mean, I can see it right now, but when I stick my hand in there, my face is in a different position, so I can't see it. So the next thing to do before you button up the fender is to try it out and make sure it works. So I also pried the fender off here. That'll just clip back into place. You can see right here that this usually was closed and it was circular and there was a screw there, but this has been long broken, and I'm guessing this is broken on a lot of Honda Civics. But if you do have that screw, you access it back behind here and you want to take that screw out. Okay, so now I'm going to put the fender back together. I got a replacement plug in my kit to put in there. Now I'll go to the other side. To remove this one, we're going to remove the coolant reservoir. We're just going to pull up on that. And we'll pull that out. There's not really anything in it because the car is cool. From here I can access the plug right there. Okay, I was able to reach in there and get it unplugged. So now I can turn that counterclockwise and remove it. There we go. Got the new bulb here. There we go. I'll plug it back in. So I wanted to do a quick shot of the coolant reservoir mount. You can see right in the middle of the screen that metal piece, and that lines up with the part in the middle here. So when you put this back in, you want to slide those two pieces together. So again, I'm going to go turn the car on, turn the headlights on, and make sure it's working. Okay, so that was good to go. I'll take the coolant reservoir, slide it in here. I'll get that lined up. There we go. Nice and secure. So that's how you can change the light bulbs on a 2006 to 2011 Honda Civic. It's a bit of a pain to change, but if you put the time in, you can get it done. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.